Hey guys, welcome back. It's Thursday and that means it's Wax Wars Day. So on Thursdays I bring you Wax Wars, which is a battle of scents that are similar, and I put them to the test and see which one performs the longest, which ones are the strongest, and what some subtle differences between those scents might be. So last week we had 3 voting choices. They were the Pink Ladies, the Toffees, and the Greens. And we had 91 votes, which is almost double from last time. So thank you guys for voting, and let's try to beat that this week. And most of you wanted the pinks. So between Thursday and Saturday when voting closed, we had 55 votes come in for pinks and 32 for toffees, and 4 of you wanted the greens. So toffees and pinks were the most popular. Pinks is what I ended up doing. That being said, I was really curious about the toffee one myself. So I did go ahead and do that just like on its own for my own curiosity's sake. I will kind of let you know what my results were at the end of this video after we talk about the voting options for next week. I'm also going to put more detailed information about that Wax War, like the Toffee Wax War, on my Instagram. So if you want to go to Northern Lights Glow Instagram and find me there, I'll put a detailed post with like the hourly breakdowns of how those scents did. And those scents again were salted caramel toffee, toffee butter crunch, and salted caramel cupcake. So I did pit those 3 against each other, and I'll let you know at the end what we found out. But today is about the Pink Ladies. And we have Sugar, Pink Haze, and Pink Sugarberry Mint. So Pink Sugarberry Mint is coming to the catalog on February 1st, so this will soon be available again. But these 2 are in Bring Back My Bar. These are only available for another couple days. So they're available until the 31st at midnight, or like 11:59. You can put these in your club or order them. But after that, these are like gone and we don't know if or when they'll be back. So if you're interested in either of these 2, I would make sure you tuck them into a club, and I'll let you know how they did, because all 3 of these scents are kind of in the same vein. They're like a sweet pink cotton candy sugar scents. So I'll let you know what I found out, because we did have a pretty good little wax war here, and it went longer than I thought it would. So this week I'm going to do the formatting of this video just a little bit differently to try to help break it into more digestible chunks, I guess, that we can go through. So just to let you know where everything warmed. We did bedrooms this time because there were 3 scents and I have 3 similar sized rooms that we could warm in. So we had Sugar in the office, 2 cubes in a element warmer. We had Pink Haze in my daughter's room because she chose that for her room. This was also in an element warmer, 2 cubes. And then we had Pink Sugarberry Mint, also 2 cubes in a 25-watt glass warmer in our bedroom. So there's what the warmer situation was. And so now we will check in. So we started them out, and I will cut here and we'll talk about how they did at 1 hour. So 1 hour in, they've just kind of gotten melted, and Pink Sugarberry Mint was strong. It was the strongest of the 3. It was in the largest room too, so it's like it was definitely the strongest by a lot at 1 hour. And it was very sugary berry. I couldn't get any mint at that point. It was just a very strong sugary pink berry scent. So there was that one. Pink Haze at 1 hour was medium to strong. It was somewhere between medium and strong. It was like a bright candy scent, and it was very, very sweet. We like this one a lot. My daughter likes this one a lot. This was doing great at 1 hour. Sugar at 1 hour was just kind of medium. It was filling the room, but not as strong as the other 2 were filling their rooms. It was kind of a medium perfumey cotton candy scent. And I think the perfumey note in here, when I say perfumey, I don't mean floral. I mean like maybe a light musk, like a very light musk, or like a light body care note. I don't mean like spritzy perfumey. I mean like just sort of a body care note. So there's that one. Next check-in was at 4 hours. So at 4 hours, Pink Sugarberry Mint is still going strong. It's about medium strong at this point, so it's tapered down just a little bit. It is still a sweet pink berry scent, but now I'm getting a tiny hint of mint as well. So that little bit of mint has kind of crept through just a little bit at this point. But overall, great performer. Still that very sweet pink berry. Pink Haze at 4 hours. It is light medium. It is sweet pink cotton candy marshmallow. You can kind of, I think there's apricot or nectarine and berries in the notes. You don't smell nectarine and berries really, but you do smell like if you could picture a berry cotton candy. It's kind of like that with definite marshmallow notes. It was very sweet, pink cotton candy marshmallow. Sugar, still medium, still the same scent. The scent hasn't changed at all. It is cotton candy body care, very much like Aqualina pink sugar. It is just kind of plugging along at a medium rate, doing just fine. Next check-in was at 7 hours. So pink Sugarberry Mint at 7 hours was a solid medium. It's pink berry, very sweet, still has that hint of mint, and it was at that time at 7 hours the strongest of the three. Pink Haze at 7 hours was a light medium. It was still very noticeable in the room, and you could identify it as Pink Haze. Like if I walked into that room, I would say, oh, there's Pink Haze in here. There was no change to the scent. It was still very much the same scent and identifiable and noticeable. Then we had Sugar. At 7 hours, it was light medium, and it was lighter than Pink Haze, so it was the lightest of the three at 7 hours, but it was still doing nicely. No problems there. Next check-in was at 12 hours, and at 12 hours, pink Sugarberry Mint was at least medium. It might have been a little bit over medium, but it was at least medium, and it was stronger than most scents are at their peak. Like when I put scents in my bedroom, this was stronger than most of them are at their peak. So it was doing just great at 12 hours. At 12 hours, Pink Haze was light medium. You could smell it when you walked in, but it was the lightest of the three, but it was also the most sweet. So if you're really into the sweet scents, at 12 hours, this one was the sweetest of the three, but it was the lightest of the three as well. So that's at 12 hours. Sugar at 12 hours, still plugging along at medium. Like, it is just kind of the Switzerland of the group. It's staying completely the same, neutral. It is just kind of plugging along at medium. No change to the scent, no change to the intensity. It's just kind of trucking along. There's Sugar. Next check-in was 17 hours. So I was able to check pink Sugarberry Mint at 17 hours, and it was almost undetectable, but we had just cleaned the bathroom as well, so I could smell like Blue Grotto cleaning spray and things like that. So I thought potentially that the bathroom cleaning products might be masking pink Sugarberry Mint, but I couldn't smell it at all in the room at that point. So 17 hours, couldn't smell those. And there is no 17-hour check-in for Pink Haze or Sugar because the pink Sugarberry Mint had been turned off overnight because I turn off the bedroom warmer overnight, whereas the two element warmers stay going 24/7. So I did kind of adjust the hours so that 17 hours was 17 hours of this one warming, but it was a separate, it had been turned off for a few hours, so there is that to note as well. At 21 hours, so at that point, 21 hours, pink Sugarberry Mint was still undetectable in the room. You could kind of smell it very lightly near the warmer. It was lightly sweet. I would guess I was smelling sugar if you asked me what I was smelling. The berry and the mint notes were gone. So if you asked me to guess what I was warming, I'd say it's probably sugar, but it was pink Sugarberry Mint. So very light, not really identifiable. I would say it was like kind of on its way out at that point. It didn't really bounce back from that 17-hour point. Pink Haze at 21 hours was light but noticeable. It was brighter and lighter than Sugar. So it was kind of a, whereas the musky kind of note in Sugar can be just a little bit deeper, and I think that's what note keeps it going longer. That was not as present in Pink Haze, so it felt a little bit brighter with the sweet notes, and it was lighter in intensity than Sugar as well. So that was 21 hours. 21 hours with Sugar, it was also light, maybe like a 3 or 4 out of 10. It was sweet with like a hint of musk or perfume. So again, the scent hasn't really changed a whole lot, but it's also light. 24 hours, so now we're one full day into melting, and pink Sugarberry Mint is doing the same as it was doing at 21 hours. You can not really smell it when you walk in, but if you get close to the warmer, you can kind of smell a sweet cotton candy scent lightly. But I'm kind of contemplating taking this one out at this point, but I don't do it yet. Pink Haze 24 hours is light, but very noticeable when you walk into the room. You would definitely notice there's a scent warming in that room, and it is still identifiable as Pink Haze. So I would walk in and be like, oh, there's Pink Haze warming in here. So still doing fine, but it is light. Sugar, also still light, also still noticeable, also still identifiable as sugar. So again, I walk in, you smell it, and you go, oh, that's sugar. So still doing fine, but light. 29 hours, Pink Sugarberry Mint. I declare this one done. It is not smellable at all. I actually declared it done at 27 hours because even before 29 hours, I could no longer smell it at all. So this one was declared finished at 27 hours. It was the first one to be completely unsmellable. So that surprised me. This one I've had go for days before. This time it just didn't for whatever reason. Pink Haze was still doing the same as it was at 24 hours, so it's light, noticeable, and identifiable. It's still doing fine at 29. Sugar is also still light. It is a little bit stronger than Pink Haze. So of the three at this point, Pink Sugarberry Mint is done. Pink Haze is pretty light, and Sugar is also light, but it's the strongest of the two that are remaining. 32 hours left. We only have 2 dogs in this fight now because we have Pink Haze and Sugar, and that's all we have going. So Pink Haze is like very, very, very light at this point. There's like a light sweetness in the room, but I couldn't identify it as Pink Haze. So you walk in and you're like, oh, there's something sweet in the warmer, but I couldn't tell you what. It could have easily been Candy Crave for all I knew. I just knew it was like a sweet scent. So that was at 32 hours. Sugar, 32 hours, was light, sweet in the air. Again, not identifiable as sugar, but it was stronger than Pink Haze. So again, I wouldn't say, oh, there's sugar melting in here. I would just be like, oh, there's something sweet in the warmer that's a little bit stronger in intensity than Pink Haze was in the other room. And our last check-in took place at 44 hours, at which point Pink Haze was totally done. You could not smell it when you walked into the room. You couldn't really smell it near the warmer either. This one was declared finished at 44 hours. 44 hours, Sugar was, there was like a very light sweetness in the air still at 44 hours. And I could identify it as like a cotton candy type scent, like a sweet cotton candy scent, but I couldn't tell you which particular one it was. It was like 95% dead at that point. I would have changed it at that time anyways. So I declared this one finished, although you could just sort of smell it, just a tiny, tiny bit at 44 hours. So that brings us to this one, I guess, is the winner for longevity. Sugar beat out the other two for longevity because you could still smell it after you could no longer smell the other two. So Sugar wins longevity. So let's break down the awards, I guess, here we have. Strongest scent. If we just go based on like strength, like what scent was the strongest at its peak, that would go to Pink Sugarberry Mint. By far, this one was the strongest at its peak. Its peak came around between like 1 and 7 hours, but it was a crazy good performer at that time. Strongest by far. Sugar was the strongest for longest. So where the peak for Pink Sugarberry Mint was a shorter time, it was kind of more like whoop. Sugar was more like that, but it was the longest lasting strength. As for longest lasting, just straight up longest lasting, Sugar beat out the other two. Best scent appeal. Again, this is always the most subjective because this is going to be different to every nose. For me, I had a really hard time with this one. Like, I really, really adore all three of these scents, and all three are or have been in my club. Pink Sugarberry Mint just came out because it's coming back February 1st, but the other two are going in my club, and Pink Sugarberry Mint probably will in the fall as well. So I kind of had to like tell myself, okay, pretend you can only pick one. Which one is it going to be? And if you don't decide by the 3 seconds, you don't get any of them. So I just went, okay, 1, 2, 3, Sugar. It's Sugar. So if I had to absolutely just pick if you made me, it would be Sugar, but I'd be pretty bummed about not having Pink Haze. I think for me, preference goes to Sugar, Pink Haze, and then Pink Sugarberry Mint. But I love Pink Sugarberry Mint too. So scent appeal on all three is very high in my opinion. If you like those pink sugary cotton candy scents, I think you would like them all. If you want the strongest performer, get Pink Sugarberry Mint. If you want one of those scents that you can just kind of put in the warmer and let it go for quite a while without having to worry about it, I would pick Sugar. If you want like the sweetest scent and sweet is your thing, I would try Pink Haze. If you really don't like those musky, if you don't like those like musky, slightly perfumey body care scents, I would pick Pink Haze out of those three. That is my thoughts. And again, the results surprised me a little bit because I've had it before where Pink Sugarberry Mint went for like 3 days. So it did surprise me it didn't last as long as it normally does, and that could just be like a random weather thing, or who knows, just the way my house was that day. But I have had that one last longer before. So again, this was just like a one-time trial, and that's just how it did that day. So your mileage might vary, but that is what I came up with for the Pink Ladies War. So the, I guess, best overall would go to Sugar for me, but again, we went through the categories as for longest and strongest and best scent appeal. So there's those. I also went ahead and did a Toffee war, and I did salted caramel toffee in the office. I did salted caramel cupcake in my daughter's room, and I did toffee butter crunch in our bedroom. And as for longevity, I believe toffee butter crunch was the last one to bite the dust, although it might have been salted caramel toffee. Salted caramel cupcake was the first to bite the dust. This one was the shortest duration. And strength, I think they were all pretty neck and neck. I'll go back to my notes because I did take notes, like pretty detailed ones for this warm as well. So if you check out my Instagram, I will put down like the hour marks and how each one was doing at that point on Instagram if you're interested in seeing how those three scents did. But overall, the winner for me ended up being, surprisingly, salted caramel toffee. This one is in the fall catalog just as a general catalog scent, whereas these two are in Bring Back My Bar right now. So if you want either of these two, you have until the 31st. And it surprised me because salted caramel cupcake is one I love on cold and at first, but it just didn't stick around, and I don't know. When I thought I liked it more than I do. When I warmed it next to these two, it really, there's such like slight differences that you can really pick out which one you like the best. So you're like, they're so close that it's like, okay, well, which one do you like the most? And for me, I liked the one that was the most creamy and smooth and well-rounded. And that ended up being, to my nose, salted caramel toffee. Now, again, that surprised me because this is just kind of an okay bar for me. This isn't one that I like need to have. It's not in my club. I enjoy it just fine, but I haven't stocked up on it or anything. It's just kind of like an okay bar for me. I really like to mix it with apple scents, but I wouldn't be terribly sad to not have this again. And I thought I liked these two better, and I do like them. They're all good, but for me, if I had to pick one, it would be salted caramel toffee. So there's that. For detailed notes on how each one did, Instagram, northern_lights_glow. And that is my Scentsy Instagram page. And there's that. Now is the part where you tell me what you want me to battle next week. So this goes up Thursday morning. From the time this goes up until Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, you can vote on which battle you want to see. And I just did 2 battles to choose from this time because I've noticed that when I present 3, only 2 of them really get votes. Like only a couple votes go to the other ones. So you guys are kind of mostly voting on 2 anyways. So I thought I would just kind of make it 2 then. So here are 2 options, and I kind of went with one that was viewer suggested and one that I just kind of want to do because this one bar is currently available and it's limited time. And I think they're really similar and I'm curious to melt them together. So your options are the lemons. We have, I think Patricia Gates suggested this one, like my first wax war video. So we have lemon sorbet and squeeze the day. These are both general catalog scents. Lemon sorbet is coming to the catalog February 1st. So this one is like sugared lemon. It's kind of like a sweet lemonade scent. And squeeze the day is like lemon cream. And it's also very lemony and fresh. So if you want this battle, say you want the lemons down below. And then we have the cucumbers. So we have You're the One from the Valentine's Day Trio. This one is like aloe water or aloe vera, cucumber, and water lily. It's really pretty, a little bit aquatic. You definitely get the cucumber and the aloe. And then we have aloe water and cucumber, which again, similar notes. This one has very like spa-like feel to it. I think it's got like palm fronds and like coconut milk in there as well, in addition to the aloe and cucumber. So these two are similar in feel for sure, and I'm really interested to see how they do performance-wise compared to one another. So if you want me to battle these two out this weekend, just vote for the cucumbers. So we got the cucumbers and we got the lemons. Let me know what you want below and do that before Saturday morning. Sometimes votes come in after that, and I don't count those because I do kind of make it so it's Saturday morning, because I start doing the wax wars Saturday morning. Otherwise I would count them, but at that point the battle is underway, so at that point I can't count them, so sorry about that. But yeah, cucumbers or lemons, let me know below. And if you have any suggestions for future wax wars, drop them below too. I do have a running list that I am just adding to every time someone suggests something, so throw it down there and we might see it one day. There's lots to go through, and we're doing this every week, so there's a good chance it'll come up. So thank you again for your participation in Wax Wars, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.